Just over here thinking, what could I do with a spare $25,000 at my disposal? If that were the case with me, of course. But regardless, 25,000 spare dollars, if not being invested, if not being purchased for the sake of a really good used car. Despite how bad the housing market is nowadays, as they say, of course, there's a lot of things you could put to good use when you got a spare 25K at your disposal, except one thing, which is being sold to you, or it was, until it got sold out, of all things. And talking about selling out your soul, the WWE, of course, merged with TKO, with UFC, basically they're a whole thing now, all together. They have made it their sole purpose in life, S-O-L-E, to take your S-O-U-L and whatever funds you have, if you happen to be that dumb, and I gotta emphasize that stupid, that dumb, that retarded of a wrestling fan, to spend $25,000, that's right, for the low, low price of $25,000, you, as 25, I believe other people have already done so because the thing is already sold out, can have dinner with John Cena for $25,000. Now, currently, as we speak, bad guy John Cena. Oh, the incentive. Oh, the motive of paying that much, $25,000, $250,000 to eat with a bad guy version of John Cena. You know that John Cena's going to have to sit at the table after already doing a couple of heel or bad guy John Cena promos, calling us fans, the WWE Universe, sons of bitches, and the most toxic relationship he's ever been a part of, and now he's taking his freedom and happiness back and going to be the baddie he's always been meant to be. He's going to ruin wrestling, which, you know, wrestling's been ruining itself and shooting itself in the foot with inflation not being taken into consideration. When you look up WrestleMania ticket prices, nosebleeds are going for a couple of hundreds, if not into the thousands, allegedly. I haven't even bothered to look like that, but they have been going up in price. Believe me, I wasn't even thinking about going this year because Las Vegas, that's expensive enough. The flight over there, that's expensive enough. And for a big time weekend event, 2-night event, it's not even like you get to go and, oh yeah, you know, I'll fly in early on a Sunday, WrestleMania's on a Sunday night, and then, you know, I'll spend the day Monday, one night staying at the hotel, then I'm back at work Tuesday, next thing you know. No. It's a 2-night event, Saturday and Sunday, which WrestleMania's been doing for the past somewhat odd number of years now, where you got to invest all that money into a flight, 2 tickets for 2 nights, and then if you're going to invest in Raw and SmackDown and the Hall of Fame they do year in, year out in that city too, or if you're that big of a nerd wrestling fan, then you got to take in part all the indie events, all the other promotions that are going to be in town, oddly enough, leeching off of WrestleMania's fame and doing their shows. You got the ones that do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, day of Mania, day after Mania. There's a Raw and SmackDown. It's a whole fucking thing already. It's a whole ordeal. If you're into it like that, that alone might add up to, let's say ballpark figure, $10K. $5K if you're lucky, if you're able to buy away in advance, economize like that, or you just know what websites to get what from on the low, per se. But then you forget all that. You push all that aside. You don't even consider any of that shit no more. When it comes down to, wait a minute, there's a site out there in association with the WWE that wants to sell me the opportunity to what? Let me read the fine print and make sure. The opportunity to eat with John Cena. Let me just scroll down a little further. Holy shit, $25,000. It's a package deal. It's a bundle deal. I get that. For $25,000, it ain't just to eat with John Cena. That'd be ridiculous. That'd be a big enough slap in the face to fucking do that to anybody, let alone these dumbass wrestling fans, especially WWE fans, that are inflating the company's ego beyond the glass ceilings they set for themselves in these modern times, when wrestling really ain't mainstream or popular. And I hate that fucking take that it is, because believe me, as a fan, for the longest time, which I no longer am like that, I stopped watching regularly like back in 2020 during the pandemic. I only catch up on wrestling, specifically WWE, mainly for the girls, but, you know, come on, I'm a man, I'm guilty, you know. I took a good look down there and I get a stiff, solid reminder every morning when I wake up with morning wood. Damn near 40, I still got morning wood going on, so clap it up for me one time. The most I do to catch up with the product is Twitter and or Instagram, and again, mostly because of the females that are wrestling nowadays. You know, I follow their accounts. I'm guilty of that. I admit it. But then I watch snippets and clips or whatever's going on. WWE, AEW. That's more than enough for me. I do have Netflix. I've had Netflix for the longest time, since before they even had their own, like, content, shows, movies, all that, when they were still streaming other fucking TV series and movies. I've had Netflix since way before they even had that first show was of theirs that was exclusive, original Netflix product, Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt, which I love and I go back to every often. I forget her name in real life, but shout outs to Erin from The Office, another series I loved for so long as well. Great show, funny watch. More up my alley with that type of humor, but I like it. Point aside, $25,000 is the package deal, but the incentive, the hook, to bait you in like you're that big and fat and dumb of a fish, to hook in or reel in right like that, like you're that big of a sucker. But they sold out the packages, $25,000, and the main thing to bring you in is that you get to eat with John Cena. And now, even better, because these people are thinking to themselves, whoever fucking purchased this shit to begin with, oh, well, you know, I might miss a couple of months or more so of rent or car payments and shit, but I'm gonna get the chance to sit across from John Cena at a table and get to talk to him and be a fucking nerd and ask him stupid questions like the mouth breather that I am about this fucking match from back in 2007, which he doesn't even fucking remember, but he's gonna be polite and be like, yeah, one hell of a match, buddy. Oh no, but wait, he's a bad guy. So I hope that he's gonna make the rounds at the big ass round table of, I think it's 25 people that bought this fucking package of $25,000 each. He's going to cut a promo, meaning he's going to be the bad guy towards each one of us individually because we paid $25,000 for it. Why not? And be like, you're fat, you're dumb, you probably drool on your wife when you're fucking her, and you don't believe in anything beyond missionary because you're that boring. And, you know, you're all sons of bitches, by the way, because, right, I'm supposed to be the bad guy, and, you know, you don't like me. You can see me, but you can't see me still. You can't see me being the bad guy that I am because that's really who I am, and I'm supposed to be the character. But please don't hate me enough where you don't go see my movies or you don't watch season 2 of Peacemaker, basically. You know, I'll give him this much credit. At least he finally did it, even though it took him, like, what, a couple of decades to turn bad guy officially. And yes, I know he's been wanting to turn bad guy before. They planned it. They cut that plan off at the knees before he even got the chance to do it. He did a bad guy version song for himself too. But guess what? For me, at least, too little, too late. He's not acknowledging The Rock being the main motive for him to even not so much come back for this retirement year he's given us, but more so to the fact that it took The Rock being an overrated bad guy, you know, coming out doing the fucking slapping the arms, you know, waking his dead arm up because he's got goosebumps every time he comes out and blabbing and making gay innuendos towards Cody and shit. I want your soul. Then next thing you know, I want your hole. I want the hole that used to be where your soul was kept because I sucked it out of you, and now I'm going to suck your hole dry and all this other shit that The Rock's been doing as of late. I miss the guy from back when with the sideburns, a little bit of hair on his head, and the Versace shirts and loafers and shit that would cut the memorable promo at the promo week in, week out like that and be funny, slow down his delivery, and would actually be worth watching. Now it's a matter of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the movie star, comes back, doing us the huge favor of doing so, and just being a dick and a grade A asshole, abusing the fact that he is, I think, still the highest paid actor in Hollywood, to come back in when he feels like, oh, you know what, you had a script for what's going to go on for the next 2-3 couple of months, whatever. Fuck all that shit. You're going to do what I say because now I'm legit the final boss, like one of the main guys at TKO, the company that owes his whole shit to begin with anyway, by the way. So you do what I say or get the fuck out and go to AEW, get overpaid to do absolutely nothing, as they say allegedly too. $25,000 though for John Cena to have to remember to be a bad guy and, you know, maybe not talk to me purposely while I eat amongst a group of idiot fans who purchased the shit for $25,000 for God knows how long the dinner may be, for who knows how much food you'll actually get to consume, because you probably won't even worry about that because you're more fixated on John Cena's there. I got to talk to him. I've been meaning to ask him about this match. And then when I ask him this match in detail and he remembers finally and shit, oh, we're going to be best friends. We're going to be cool. We're going to be fine and shit. He's going to remember my birthday and my name. And I'm going to get a direct message from him later on afterwards like, hey, man, thanks so much for being so cool and chill. You're still an asshole and I'm still a heel, so fuck you. But you're still pretty cool, by the way. If I was a good guy, I'd be telling you to never give up. But for now, I'm going to tell you, give the fuck up. Because you got no chance of being anything in life, you fuck up. Something like that. I'm sure some of them are envisioning that. But because, again, bad guy John Cena now, I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in character enough to be the bad guy during dinner. Does he not believe in being in character at the table? I don't know. If it was me, if I would have paid $25,000, and it just so happens he's the guy now that he is, the bad guy version of John Cena, I would want him to roast me at least for, a minute straight. Give me a solid minute, eye-to-eye contact. You look at me, I can see you, you acknowledge that. Don't you dare make that you can't see me joke. Don't make that fucking joke about there's a, disembodied voice coming from directly opposite you making fun of me and calling my mother a fat slob and shit. No, you see me. For me, it'd be an easy target for him. You're a bald, dim-witted, off-white looking stupid fuck. I hate you. You're a dumb bitch. You purchased this shit for nothing just for me to shit on you. And the most you're going to get out of me is like maybe another 15 seconds of me ranting on you and da-da-da-da-da kind of thing. I would expect that at the very least. But then I also be bothered by the fact that I spent that much money on hopefully a decent plate or a couple of decent plates of food that I get the munch on, a nice, crisp, fresh, chef-made salad while he makes his turns around the table roasting everybody, making fun of everybody, heeling off on everybody. And then maybe, the final entree is a nice, decent steak. I don't even know where they're going to go to eat, where he's going to, finagle, his name, flex his Hollywood status to get into an exclusive enough place to treat these people to a fucking locked off section of the restaurant, wherever they decide to go to. It's too much to think about because you do buy the package, and I believe it's one of those packages when I looked into it further that besides the incentive of, eating with John Cena because you can see him now, you also get to go golfing with The Miz at some point if you choose to do so. That's optional. But at least, I will give him just this much credit, at least. I do like John Cena, the person, in interviews. I've never been a fan of his while he was actively wrestling and or even now still. I never bought into the gimmick. I didn't hate him, but I was like, Cena, I got something else to watch probably on TV. I do like him in interviews, and I'll still say his best interview himself is John Cena, the person, without the other person interviewing him being a total wrestling nerd, was the one he did with Andrew Santino. Love him. One of my favorite comedians right now for Whiskey Ginger. Months ago, maybe even a year ago, when they were doing a movie together. I forget the name of the movie. I think it was directly on Amazon Prime or something like that. Great, solid interview of asking legit questions, not 50, 60 minutes of wrestling questions and, oh, yeah, right, you're a human being. Let me ask you about your life, your come-up, your motivations, your struggles, da-da-da-da. No, it was a great sit-down interview. Andrew Santino, one of the few comedians who has a podcast where week in, week out, I look forward to the guests he has because he knows how to interview them and be funny at the same time, but also give them the chance and platform to speak their minds, as he gave to John Cena during his episode with him. So shout out to Andrew Santino. Much love to him, Bobby Lee, Bad Friends, Whiskey Ginger, all the shit he does. Much love to him. And much love to John Cena, because I'm sure he's going to go out of his way, as best as he's trying with each heel promo, to justify the heel turn and give the people what they want, calling people sons of bitches, pointing out fat, chubby kids in the audience in Belgium and saying, you're a sucker, you're a cocksucker, your mom's a cocksucker, she should have swallowed you and shit. They're short of that. I know a lot of fans were expecting Raw on Netflix, they were going to go, all the way across the line as far as crossing is concerned, but they can't do that either, so God forbid I get called a cocksucker while I'm just watching this shit live in the audience. You fucking cocksucker, you paid your ticket to see me, fuck you, sit the fuck down, or something like that. That'd be a great promo. But he's not going to do any of that shit, but it seems like he's cool enough to want to make this an experience for you, considering, again, you paid $25,000 to eat directly across from heel/bad guy John Cena. I'm sure he'll make an effort to make each person feel special enough for having purchased that ticket for him, not just solely for him, but the main incentive, the bait and the hook, was to be with him for $25,000. On the other hand, what they were trying to peddle your way, this fucking WWE company, I get that being the highest priced package they got to offer in time for WrestleMania, their Super Bowl, I get it. But before they offered up the John Cena $25,000 package, which is still ridiculous to me, I'm sorry, it's still absolutely stupid that anyone ever fucking paid for it, let alone it's sold out, I think day one of. Before that, they tried to sell it for you for the low price, a bargain bin price in comparison of $9,000 or close enough to it. You get to maybe, and I gotta say and emphasize in the fine print, it did say maybe, as long as they feel like it, you get to crack a beer open with Hulk Hogan. And it's not a beer of your choice or, courtesy of the facility. It's his real American beer, which I haven't heard anything about it to begin with. So I don't know if it's a good beer, bad beer. I don't care because I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. Give me the dark liquor. I'm good with that. But that was going for $9,000. The chance to maybe crack a beer open with a Hulk Hogan. Because that wasn't selling, if it sold any at all. In a luxury suite, you get to meet with him briefly. Hey, brother, crack a beer, drink that, be a real American, whatever he's going to fucking ramble on about it like damn near 70 years old, as he is right now. That wasn't selling enough, apparently, if it sold any. So they dropped the price down to just under $7,000. Everything else included, but still maybe kind of sort of Hulk's in the mood, considering he's old, he's got 2 fake hips and shit. Maybe, just maybe, he'll acknowledge your presence, depending on your race and or color, and crack a beer open with you, and then you got to get the fuck away from him and just watch the rest of the show, night one, mind you, alone. And leave the Hulkster alone. Don't make eye contact. Don't look at him, especially if you're not white, allegedly, whatever. But then again, he did say the things he said. I don't necessarily hate him because obviously I'm not the color that was affected by his comments. But, he's been known to be a fucking egomaniacal, God-tier level liar, revisionist history-ass motherfucker. So that's besides the point, on top of being an alleged racist. But even at that low price of just under $7,000, that shit wasn't selling either. And they still emphasize in the fine print, maybe you might be able to crack a beer open with Hulk Hogan if he feels like it, if he's up to it, if he's in that kind of mood during WrestleMania weekend. Because that wasn't selling out either. Apparently, now it's been officially removed. You can't even buy that opportunity no more. And that was up there, I think, a week or two before the John Cena meet and greet and eat and him healing off on your package was offered to you at the insanely considerable price of $25,000. The fact that they couldn't sell that shit out for as iconic as Hulk Hogan is and was to the wrestling industry, and let's face facts, and side note right here too, I'm one of those where, despite what he said, and it was wrong, we didn't need to see his bare naked ass either in that sex tape that got leaked with, who was he fucking, Bubba the Love Sponge's ex-wife or something like that? Piece of ass, though. I don't blame him for having that on tape at least. But then he's got the audacity to go into court and say, no, that wasn't my cock, brother, judge. That was Hulk Hogan. I'm Terry Bollea. My cock is much smaller. Hulk Hogan has a hook up his cock when it comes to fucking, and that was his deal, not mine. That's not my gimmick, brother. I got a much smaller human in proportion to my size and age cock. It's all shriveled up like shrimp cocktail that I offer at Hogan's bar, or whatever it's called in Clearwater, Florida. Brother, judge, dude, Jack, man, all that. The fact that as iconic as he is, and it's thanks to him and Hulkamania that the wrestling industry, specifically the WWE, even has a fighting chance of being a profitable industry nowadays. We do owe him that much credit. Despite, the controversies and the lies and all the shit, you don't like Hulk Hogan, you don't care about Hulk Hogan, he's getting booed nowadays pretty much wherever he shows up. You can't deny that fact. Without him, we get no Attitude Era, no Stone Cold Rock. All the other ones after that, we get no competition for the WWE. There's no denying that shit. But we're living in actuality when it comes in terms to John Cena can sell $25,000 packages WrestleMania weekend to sit down and eat with him, but at least John Cena, for the price considering $25,000, will make it worth your while and will meet with you. In comparison to $7,000, initially $9,000, Hulk Hogan might acknowledge your existence depending on your skin and or race, and might crack a beer open in your case, and might say more than, hey brother, here's a beer. Drink that. Leave me the fuck alone besides that, brother. Perimeters, man. All that. That's insane to me, to think that we're at this point now where this company has the ego so inflated to think they can get away with this shit. And they have already, with the proof positive being John Cena selling the shit for $25,000 to eat with John Cena. That's mind-blowing to me. I'm sorry. I just had to bring that up. Why is my camera out of focus? You can't see me now at this point, but you're going to be able to see John Cena across from you being a dick, being an asshole, being a motherfucker to you because you paid $25,000, brother, for John Cena to eat with his mouth open and call you a fat bastard and ridicule you because of your body mass index, most likely, because if you pay $25,000 and you got $25,000 set aside for such a special occasion, oh, John Cena, $25,000, get the chance to eat with him, I gotta fucking do it. You're a fucking loser. And you're the number one problem and culprit as to why this company is feeling itself way more than it should right now, brother.
Hey, someone just came up to me and told me that you like disrespectful Latinas. Is that true? Go fuck yourself.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.